I want to talk about online shopping and the growth of online shopping sales in 2020. Yes, in 2020, the year when we thought that shopping rates online, offline, both would decrease. But no, unfortunately, in this video, you will find out that in 2020, the year of the pandemic situation, that the sales have gone up way more than what we expected. I want to refer to the website of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. It's called UNCTAD. So UNCTAD writes that in 2020, more than half of one of UN surveys respondents reported that they now shop online more frequently. That includes fashion and accessories, among other things. So a UN survey found that in 2020, women and people with tertiary education, that is, people with higher education, university degree, etc., increased their online purchases more than others. So that's interesting to know that the higher it is, the worse it is, that it actually influences people's shopping behavior. Because usually we say that it's poor people that spend more. By understanding poor, we mean that poor people are actually uneducated. Surprisingly enough, this could probably not be true. Probably, the level of education has nothing to do with how well the person is, how well off financially the person is. So that's the side information, of course. Furthermore, people aged 25 to 44 reported a stronger increase compared with younger ones. So surprisingly enough, apart from being educated, these people were 25 to 44. So that's actually the age when people would, in average, finish their master's degree. Some of them would finish their PhD degrees, and they would be at well-positioned career-wise, not always on senior jobs, but at least that they would, what we would understand, that they would have jobs. Because otherwise, if you don't have a job, then you're not going online shopping, right? So it goes without saying. And according to another research and statistics, females are 9 times more likely to be affected than males. I will put the information on all the sources that I have used down below in the description box. So if you want to find out more about this subject, then obviously you can visit it. So, highly educated people of 25 to 44 years old, and women are highly affected. Well, actually, regarding female shoppers, it's more towards regarding shopping addiction. When, if we take 10 people, then 9 out of 10 will be women who will be addicted to shopping. But I guess we can include that information into the data on the increase of online purchasing in 2020. What's more interesting is that, according to the website echo-h.com, 45% of these shoppers who have contributed to the growth of online shopping in 2020 have gone to purchase non-essential items such as fashion products and accessories during the lockdown. Well, clothes are not essential, right? What I mean is that clearly everybody has so much clothes. That means that people were just adding up the clothing that, on top of what they had, as if, the situation was not enough, because they were staying at home mostly. And why would they be buying stuff to stay at home? Because, maybe they were buying like loungewear and stuff like that. But clearly, it's surprising to know that, the 45% of, non-essential items included, fashion and accessories. And furthermore, the same website, echo-h.com, writes that the shocking 20% of these online returns end up in landfills because they're unable to be resold by the retailer. In addition, the popularity of express shipping options such as next-day delivery has the potential to, contribute to the CO2 emissions and the environmental waste. According to the website optionmonster.com, online shopping is growing so fast that in the US alone, they were expecting to have the online shopping market size to have 300 million online shoppers in 2023. And the same website, optionmonster.com, was predicting that in 2020, the sales would, the online shopping market size would reach 4 trillion in 2020. Regarding the US, they're saying that there will be 300 million online shoppers in 2023. So that's in about, less than 2 years since we have already hit 2021. It's January here. They're saying that the 91% of the entire country's population is what 300 million online shoppers are. So that's actually huge in terms of numbers. So what it is actually implying is that people would be moving towards more, online shopping and limiting the offline shopping. Of course, it does mean that very, very soon we will not have any more physical shops. And I hope that it will not be the case, that we will still be having them and having them for a long time. So far, the same research writes 69% of Americans have shopped online and 25% of Americans shop online at least once per month. And the majority, 59% of these shoppers bought clothing items. So that's important for us. So 59% out of 100% actually bought clothing items. And 47% bought their first item on Amazon. So that actually is a hint that Amazon is growing. But of course, we're not here to talk about the US, Americans. According to the same website, referring to Invesp, they're saying that, the tendency to shop online is growing everywhere, not just in the US, but in other countries as well. So what they have done is that they have, divided the sales, the global sales, and in terms of divided it into the number of online shoppers and within the country. And in average, what they came up with, what the calculations gave to them was that, in the US, in average, one shopper would be spending around $1,800. In UK, 1,629. Sweden, almost 1,500. France, 1,228, etc. Germany, around $1,000. Russia, 396. China, $626 per month. And we will just, end the list with Brazil. Brazil is spending, Brazilian shoppers are spending $350 per month online. Oh, well, actually, no, per year. That's not per month, per year. So what is the reason for all this growth? For the online sales growth? Well, it goes without saying that it's the current 2020 going to 2021 situation, which accelerated the shift towards a more digital world and triggered changes in the online shopping behaviors that they're saying are likely to have lasting effects. And the biggest gainers are, which is not surprising to me, are the websites, online platforms like Alibaba, JD.com, I would know about that, and in the US it's Amazon. And if the sales in 2020 hit globally the astonishing amount of $4 trillion per year, globally speaking, taking the whole online shopping of the world, the e-commerce sales are predicted to hit 6.5 trillion by 2023. So that's in about 3 years, well, less than 3 years. This is due to the fact that the online shopping will be staying here with us, regardless of whether the current situation will end or not. I mean, it will end someday, right? But experts are saying that, following the 2020-2021 situation, will be actually already have led to digitalization of the world. And actually last week I spoke about digital fashion, not last week, 2 weeks ago, about digital fashion and how digitalization of the world can actually, completely change, our lives. And that will also be true in terms of the ability and the behavior, the shopping experience, because people will be now more shopping online. Of course, it doesn't mean that there will be only online shopping, but the shift is here, and we cannot deny that. So what about the number of online shoppers globally in 2020? The number of online shoppers climbed from 1.32 billion in 2014 to 2.05 billion in 2020. And this during the current pandemic situation. You have all understood that, right? In 6 years, and more precisely, last year was a turnover in terms of the growth of the number of online users. We had more than 70, to be precise, 73 million or more online shoppers. And that's crazy. And to think that I thought that people were moving towards sustainable way of living, rethinking the meaning of life, and starting to reconsider their shopping behavior, especially when it comes to clothing and accessories and footwear. I thought that they were, reconsidering the whole concept of fashion and, what is important in life and what is not. Of course, they bought more like do-it-yourself, gardening, stuff like that. But the shopping, experience, the clothing, the footwear, the accessories and clothing actually did not decrease. That is what is astonishing. The fact that shops were pretty much closed the whole year did not stop them from shopping, these shoppers. Can you imagine how much garbage those 2.05 billion people cost to the environment? That each package that we touched, that each return that we executed when we didn't like this or that thing. And that's actually the problem of the online shopping experience, because it's one thing to touch the products, the clothing, whatever, and then another thing is just to see it virtually, and then when you receive it, you realize that it's not what I wanted. It actually contributes to the environmental waste in terms of those packages, the plastic, the air, you name it. People were, staying at home most of the time. I don't think it helped, much. If it did, then, the positivity was covered up with the negativity. I was very surprised to know that it was an increase. Anyways, we can talk about it hours and hours, and how, some people, how the data could not have been very, very accurate, or that, how, it was difficult for people to be locked down, to be staying all the time in their homes, and that, they needed some distraction, they needed to, create new hobbies and stuff like that. Maybe it's true, maybe not. Anyways, only time will tell us how things will go about, and whether, really people will start reconsidering their behavior, and, they will reconsider the meaning of life. Because, what they say is that usually when times are tough, people have a tendency to, reconsider their behavior. But anyways, I got the impression is that people did not reconsider their behavior. People did not learn more about fast fashion, about CO2 emissions and stuff. So it all went like blah, blah, blah. Anyways, thank you for staying with me. If you have stayed till the end of the video, that's all for today. And if you join me next week, I will be here Sunday, 10 a.m. CT. Take care. Bye.